Ready to rock and roll?
Boogity, 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 JB.
I don't know what that means.
That's Daryl Waltrip. Like, that's what he says. Boogity, 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 let's go racing, boys, as they take the green flag to start.
Oh, my God.
Race.
So I don't know what we're going to call this yet.
I don't know either.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of some names, but basically, JBSmoooovv here, Chase Lounge. We're going to sit here and recap the weekend of racing, that is NASCAR. Maybe getting some Monster Jam too if we got some time.
I feel like if we're doing in this show, I got to go by my full name, the real Chase Elliott.
The real Chase Elliott out here.
Yeah. Legally, first, middle, last name Amley, Chase Elliott Amley. All right, we got William Clyde Chase by Elliott Jr., named after his father.
You're trying to discredit this man. It's like not being the real Chase Elliott out here.
He's a real Chase Elliott. I'm just saying he's not the only one. There's a real one, and then there's
Then there's the other one.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying?
Yeah. Exactly.
So let's recap. Basically, the race down in Phoenix was race 4 or 5?
Fourth race of the season.
Fourth race of the
and
season.
We still only have 2 unique winners on the season.
That is very true. As one Mr. Christopher Bell won back-to-back races. This dude is special, man. This dude is special.
He is booming on that track. Boomer Sooner. He's from Norman, Oklahoma. So shout out.
Shout out to Sooners right there.
Yeah, 3rd in a row in the number 20 Reese's Fine Foods. Joe Gibbs Toyota Camry. I'm trying to think of the team and the manufacturer real fast.
Joe Gibbs' racing team is having a good year, man.
Absolutely. They went back-to-back, too, because it was him and Denny Hamlin who were both part of Joe Gibbs, who went 1 and 2. They're fighting out of turn 4. He got bunched up to the wall. And
although I will say Denny Hamlin did seem a little upset after the race was over with. In one of those post interviews, he just seemed a little pissed off, I guess you could say, especially given the fact that he was right there as well too.
Oh, the side-by-side of Christopher Bell's
yeah,
interview and then Denny's
he was a little heated.
His first top 5 on the year, so shout out Denny. Hopefully more good things to come.
Still made it in the
him.
top 5.
Yeah, but Christopher Bell, man, he is on a tear. And honestly, if you watch the whole race, I didn't get to tune into the whole thing, but I kind of tapped back in with about 170 to go, and I was able to tune in. I got to watch the rest of the race. It was Joey Logano out in front. Christopher Bell was a couple seconds behind, but every lap, he just slowly kept climbing up on him.
Speed, pace,
Took over, ended up winning stage 2, and then I think it was in the restarts. At some point, Logano ended up back out in front, but Christopher Bell just kept climbing back up into that lead. The only time he was in the lead was during some pits and green flag stops and stuff like that. But he dominated the race, and if it wasn't for all those late cautions to just kind of bunch everybody up on the restarts, he would have cleaned up and taken care of that race no problem. It was definitely the fastest car on the track yesterday.
Definitely a nice race. A couple people took some early exits as well too. Bubba Wallace, a guy from Jordan's racing team 2311. I guess he had tire and engine problems as well too. The first female racer in the NASCAR Cup Series, Catherine Legg. I'm sorry if I butcher her name. Is it Leggy or Leg?
I'm not sure. I have to double check on the pronunciation.
Yeah,
we'll go with Legg for now. And if we're wrong, we're wrong.
We're
wrong.
We'll correct it the next one. But she had a spin out as well too that caused her an early exit.
Not her fault either. Someone bumped her, and
then
she just spun out and then just gets ran into, broadside T-bone. That sucks.
That really sucks. And you could see afterwards during the interview, she really wanted to be out there racing as well too, and she was just happy to be there, I guess you could say again. But she was just sad that her day had to exit because she was really trying.
Unfortunate. I know there was a bunch of cars that got punched up and taken out of the race on lap 10. I think it was 312 laps in total. So immediately, you're gonna have to sit there and watch 302 times around that track from the garage. Trying to think of everybody who's involved in that. I reckon Brad Keselowski off the top of my head.
Oh, yep.
But a tough day for some of those guys. At least it was Catherine Legg, right? They made it 100 and so laps in. I was watching the race live.
You got to be proud of that as well.
And then Bubba Wallace, I think, was around lap 267. They were doing pretty good. They're fighting hard. And then it was a fun race weekend though. I know they got a lot of good weekends down in Phoenix. It's the championship race last year, and then it's gonna be this year as well. So it's a fun track.
Very fun track, very nice. I know next up they will be in Vegas this upcoming weekend, so we'll recap that next week. But it should be quite impressive. I'm hoping for a bigger bounce back for my team, Jordan, but it really wasn't our day, I guess, out in the desert in Phoenix, man.
I hear you. Do we want to go out and do we have you have a favorite team or a favorite driver you like rooting for? Or are you still kind of picking out?
I'm still kind of picking out. I'm leaning a lot towards the Jordan team of 2311 and my guy Tyler Reddick. I know he finished 20th.
Yeah, he
placed 20th.
Competing hard though. He was up near the front for a little while.
He got up front, but then I don't know, maybe just pit stops and just falling back in the race. It just kind of sucked. Just kind of upset him a little bit.
I thought he had a pretty sick paint job, that white out mobile.
The mobile car, yeah. It was nice. It was nice.
Yeah. For sure.
Definitely nice. I know you have your guy as well, too.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I have, so many guys at this point. I mean, tried and true first memory in life can tie back to Dale Earnhardt Sr., so shout out to the GOAT.
Shout out.
But obviously, his tragic passing, and then the guy who really carried the torch for me, who was my new, beacon of hope and, the number one guy I would root for, through and throughout, even when he changed teams, was Matt Kenseth. Happy birthday, Matt Kenseth. It is your birthday today.
Happy birthday,
shout
my
out.
guy.
We'll have to shout you out again on our later shows and stuff. But he just loved him, man. He was my uncle. He had his own construction company, and he had a lot of DeWalt tools. And
there we
Matt
go.
Kenseth drove the DeWalt 17. So I think maybe that was
makes
kind
sense.
of part of the connection there. And he's retired now. He left actually, and when he left Roush Racing to join Joe Gibbs, he actually drove the number 20 car that Christopher Bell is racing in right now, which is why I'm I kind of have a little bit of affinity towards it.
You're conflicted. You wanted to root for Bell as well too.
Yeah, because it's I didn't really care for Eric Jones when he took over in the car because I just didn't think no disrespect to Eric Jones, but the type of caliber driver that Matt Kenseth is. I just felt we needed someone more up to that level to be able to carry the torch, to
Nothing wrong
Matt
with that.
Kenseth's legacy. And I think, the way we handed off the number 20 car from Tony Stewart to Joey Logano, that was a pretty nice hand.
Yeah, that was
Matt
pretty fair.
Kenseth,
That was pretty fair.
I thought going from Matt Kenseth to Christopher Bell would have been a better handoff. Maybe he just wasn't ready at the time, But either way, we have a great driver in the number 20 car again, so I do hold that number 20 car near and dear.
Close to your heart, yeah.
Obviously, Chase Elliott, he's a couple years older than me, but we got the same we got the same name. Man wants to be me, even though he was around before I was. I just joke. I say that jokingly, but yeah, man, it's so tough. I look at some cars; they got some really sick paint jobs each week. It's just kind of man, they look cool. I like Denny Hamlin. He's one of those guys who's always been a competitor. He's came close, never won a title, so it's I wouldn't mind seeing him. Joey Logano is a fun guy to root for.
Yeah, definitely.
I feel the older I get, the more I just enjoy the sport, and less the individual drivers.
It's just a good, relaxing, I guess, sport to just sit back and watch. There's nothing more that you have to do. Just relax, watch, and have fun.
Not just a fun sport to watch, too. It's an awesome video game to play.
Awesome video game. I will say this, I have had a couple NASCAR games in my lifetime. They've been on computer, though, so I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. I had the steering wheel and everything like that to go along with it, so that was cool.
Yeah, actually, so I was playing NASCAR Heat 4. They had a new NASCAR coming out this fall. I think it's Heat 6. But I was playing Heat 4, hopped on to Phoenix, and then I did a 25% race length race, and then I upped the wear of tire and fuel consumption to times 4 because it kind of gives you that little note that this will mimic what a full length race would be with pitting and stuff like that. So you actually had to pit at least 3 times, just based on the fuel and tires.
Okay.
And, it was fun. A lot of strategy that went into it. I don't know. I get nerded out and and I enjoy that stuff. I think it's super fun. I was getting my roommate into it. He's not much of a sports guy in general, let alone NASCAR at all. But he'll get into it. He has some fun, racing at the short tracks and stuff like that. And it's it's an easy game to be competitive in. It's just racing. So
it's just racing. It's just fun. I got to get back into it as well too. I know I nerded out over the Monster Jam game, which is very cool, by the way. Go and grab it if you don't have one. It is very fun to just go out there, just race, just have some fun out there. But you want to hop into some of these blind reactions that we got going on?
Yeah. Blind rankings list. I got 5 drivers for you to rank 1 through 5.
And I got 5 tracks for you to rank 1 through 5.
What do we want to start with, drivers or tracks?
Go drivers. Go
okay.
drivers.
All right.
Let's do drivers.
Got my list ready. All right. So I'm just gonna say the name, and then you tell me where you want to slot them 1 through 5.
Okay,
all right?
let's do this.
Kyle Busch.
Shit. Give me 3.
3, okay. Kyle Busch at 3.
Because I feel like there's going to be bigger names.
All right. Bubba Wallace.
Love you, Bubba, but you're 5.
Okay. Chase Elliott.
No bias here. No bias.
I thought I was saying this one last. That way you're just like stuck with whatever you left open.
Oh, I still feel like there's going to be bigger names. Give me 4.
4? Okay, okay. All right. Denny Hamlin.
2.
Okay, all right.
All right, whoever I'm stuck with at 1.
All right, last one. Tyler Reddick.
All right, okay,
yeah,
all right.
Yeah, that was your number 1.
All right, that ended up working out.
Yeah,
all right,
one
cool.
of the guys you kind of named as one of your favorites. Yeah.
Okay.
Ended up working out, yeah.
All right. I like that list. I like
Heck
that
yeah,
one.
yeah.
All right, so I got some tracks for you.
Awesome.
I'm start off with a low ball one for you.
All right.
Michigan International Speedway.
Oh, okay. Fun fact, fastest average track speed
Really?
in the NASCAR circuit. Yeah. I'm going to go 4, though, because they used to have 2
4?
race weekends. Now they're only down to 1. You need to up the attendance. Need to make it a little bit more of a fun weekend. We got to show out. So hopefully get that second weekend back. Used to do Father's Day every MIS
Father's
weekend,
Day.
man.
Hey, shout out to fathers out there.
So yeah, shout out to Pops. So we'll put it at 4 for right now. MIS at 4.
At 4 for right now. All right, the last great Coliseum, Bristol Motor Speedway.
Ooh, Bristol actually sits on the border of Tennessee and Virginia, and when
Really?
Virginia Tech and Tennessee played that football game in the stadium.
Oh, I forgot about that.
It's really, really cool. This is some fun geographic facts about the stadium.
Oh.
I'll show you on the map, and
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
try to put a little map in editing for us and
You
stuff.
have to
but
show me, yeah.
It's super cool. I'm gonna put Bristol at 2. It's one of, probably my favorite track to race at. Like if I'm just quick racing, just Bristol. It's just so
Bristol?
fun. Yeah.
All right, next up, the World Center of Racing, Daytona International Speedway.
Okay, I feel like I have to put it at 1 because it's Daytona.
Are you sure? Is that your final answer?
But I do have one track that is like my absolute favorite, and so I'm gonna hold out and possibly hoping it's named. So I'm gonna put Daytona at 3. It was a little bit of like blasphemy, a little bit of hedonism on my part.
You're gonna get people upset. You know that.
Absolutely, but like I said, I have one that I'm holding out for it possibly to be ranked number 1. So
All right, the Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
I'll put that one at 5.
5. You got it at 5. All right,
Yep.
finally, this is your 1, which I hope is going to be your 1. It's so popular that they named a movie after it, Talladega.
Okay. Not the one I was holding out for, and I'll leave that as like a little teaser for a future
next episode, yeah.
for another blind ranking. But Talladega number 1, that's not awful. I mean, they got the big one, the big wreck. So
The
putting
big wreck, yeah.
putting Dega at number 1, the top of the number 1 on our first blind ranking.
It's not
Don't
bad.
hate it. So
I bet, and you got to give a little bit of credit too, because if you did rank them lower, the spirits might come after you, because Talladega is haunted.
built on that.
Talladega is haunted.
100%. So there's a great video by I think Empleman on YouTube. Check that guys out. It's like there'll never ever be a track like Talladega or something like that. So super cool. Check it out. But probably gotta cut it up there. See Sam walking in. So shout out Sam.
I mean, it's been a great first episode, so hopefully we keep this rolling and do a lot more.
Heck yeah, boogity guys.